Well, welcome to I Love Gay at Home. And today we have special guest Bernadette Smith. Bernadette, how are you?
I'm great. All things considered, I'm happy and healthy. Everyone in my family is healthy. So
Good.
I have really nothing to complain about.
You look at
How
so
about you?
I'm good. Yes, staying safe and sane, and that's what I was telling
hmm
somebody else is that my husband works on another end of the house, so that's what keeps us. That's the sanity part. So then in the middle during lunch we can join each other, and then in the evening we can kind of like get out of our home office space, so the whole thing works.
Yeah, if you spread out if you can.
But you've got a full house there, yeah?
Yeah, so my partner also works from home, and between the two of us, we have 5 kids. We're both divorced, so sometimes there are 5 kids here, all of whom are out of school. And up until 2 days ago, we had a full renovation happening in our upstairs bathroom because of a giant hole in an old pipe that we had to deal with. And when
Yep.
there are 7 people in the house, you absolutely need a minimum of 2 bathrooms. So
Wow.
anyway, we had contractors in and out of here for over a month, but fortunately, we are done with that project. We have a beautiful new bathroom. We can use more of the house now, so it's all good.
Excellent.
It's
Well,
all
yeah,
good.
you were telling me earlier about some of the new work you're doing with the Equality Institute and so forth. Want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I've been noticing in the conversations I've been having with my colleagues is that prides are being canceled, right,
Yeah.
or postponed. Pride events, festivals, parades, and it's just such an important time for our community to come together and to build allies, to celebrate, to have a greater sense of self-worth. I think pride is it's a really important time for that. And my hope is that organizations still invest in pride programming because again, pride programming, educational programming is a really important time to build allies and to have to let your LGBTQ employees know that they're valuable, that they're important. And a lot of employee resource groups are not really being listened to right now, or diversity and inclusion initiatives are not um, important. They're not a priority when
Yeah.
there's so much crisis going on. But the role of employee resource groups in crisis is critically important to keep up employee morale and engagement and support. So it's sort of a catch-22. And we saw Women's History Month being completely ignored
Yeah.
because of COVID-19. And I'm not saying that it needed more attention, but I don't want to see the same thing happen with Pride Month.
Yeah.
So my company already does a lot of LGBTQ programming, and so we're taking it virtual. I mean, certainly like any sort of talk I would normally do or seminar, that's easy to go virtual, but we already have e-learnings and online courses. All of that is already in place. So we put together some attractive, virtual Pride programming packages for organizations. They could just have some easy decisions and be able to have a turnkey solution.
Yeah. Excellent. And when we post this online, we're going to make sure to link it all up to your equalityinstitute.com and
Mm-hmm.
make sure folks know how to find you there. So, but when you and I met, are you still doing a lot of the wedding stuff as well, or have you completely focused on all this now?
Well, you and I met a long time ago now, but my business initially started back in 2004 when marriage equality came to Massachusetts. It was the first state in the country, so I started a business as an activist wedding planner,
Yeah.
planning weddings for LGBTQ couples, and that evolved into being an advocate and an educator in the wedding and hospitality industry on LGBTQ inclusion, and that's evolved beyond weddings and beyond LGBTQ as time has gone on and demand has shifted.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I've never been so glad to be a retired wedding planner because that the live events industry has been completely decimated
Oh, it
these
has.
days.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's it.
So many of my wedding planner friends and wedding industry friends are really struggling, not only with having to completely move events, but the so they're basically planning an event twice, but also just the management, the emotional management of couples who are struggling with this too. So there's a lot, and yes, I'm completely out of that industry. I still do some educational pieces in that industry, but as far as the planning piece goes, fully retired.
But I'm reminded of you every at least once or twice a year. Every time I go to my dentist, Dr. Reagan.
Okay. Oh
I'll, yes,
yeah.
you were his wedding
I
planner, and
planned his wedding.
in their lobby is this entire kind of presentation of their wedding. And
Uh-huh.
every time you sit there, first time I saw that, I was just watching those slides go through, and I'm like, wait a second, I know that, I know that person. So it just showed it was a small world we're in again.
Absolutely. It sure is. It sure is. Yeah, that was an amazing wedding. Absolutely amazing. And it was one of my last. So I was glad to go out on a high note.
Well, no, I really appreciate you taking out some time to say hello to all of our folks. And I'm just glad to see you doing well. And I look forward to reconnecting with you the next time we're able to be out in the real world again.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Likewise. And I just think that having a positive attitude, looking for opportunities to serve and give away what we might normally charge for, and just completely stay in a spirit of service is so important during this time. I made my online course for wedding professionals about how to be LGBTQ inclusive. I made that completely free so
Yeah,
that wedding professionals who have extra time on their hands these days
yeah.
can learn about LGBTQ inclusion and lift everyone up. So it's little things like that, finding opportunities to be of service and staying positive, that I think are going to get us through.
Excellent. Well, again, thanks for being here, and I look forward to reconnecting soon.
Sounds great. Thanks, Matt. Take care.
Yeah.